For decades, the world laughed at American football, not the one played with helmets. The real football. While Brazil produced magicians, Argentina created legends, and Europe built football dynasties, the United States remained an outsider. A country with over 300 million people, unlimited resources, and world-class athletes somehow couldn't compete in the world's most popular sport. To the rest of the football world, America was never a serious threat. But something changed, quietly. While everyone was looking at Europe, a football revolution was happening across the United States. And by the time the world noticed, it was already too late. For most of the 20th century, football simply wasn't part of American culture. Kids dreamed of playing in the NFL, the NBA, or Major League Baseball. Soccer was often seen as a recreational sport, something children played before moving on to real American sports. The country's best athletes chose basketball, baseball, or American football. Football was left fighting for attention. Meanwhile, countries like Brazil, Germany, Spain, and Argentina treated football as a way of life. Children played it everywhere, on streets, beaches, schoolyards, and empty fields. Entire generations grew up dreaming of lifting the World Cup. America never had that culture. And without football culture, building a football nation seemed almost impossible. But everything began to change in 1994. When the United States hosted the FIFA World Cup, many critics expected empty stadiums and poor support. Instead, the tournament became one of the most attended World Cups in history. For the first time, America realized football had enormous potential. The tournament didn't just bring fans, it sparked an idea. If football could attract millions of people, maybe the United States could build something bigger. Just 2 years later, Major League Soccer was born. At first, almost nobody took it seriously. European fans mocked the league. Many believed it would fail within a few years. The quality wasn't close to Europe's top competitions, and the biggest stars rarely considered playing there. But while critics laughed, MLS kept growing. Every season brought better stadiums, better coaches, bigger investments, and stronger youth academies. Instead of chasing overnight success, the league focused on building a foundation. And that decision changed everything. Across the country, football academies began producing a new generation of players. Young Americans no longer had to rely on luck to become professionals. They had coaches, facilities, and opportunities that simply didn't exist 20 years earlier. Then came another major shift. Instead of staying in America, the country's best young talents started moving to Europe. They trained against world-class players every single day. They learned faster. They became tougher. And most importantly, they stopped fearing football's biggest stages. Players like Christian Pulisic, Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, Gio Reyna, and many others proved something the football world had doubted for decades. American players could compete in Europe's biggest leagues. And suddenly, the perception of the United States began to change. This wasn't the same team people used to underestimate. The players were younger, faster, more technical, more confident. But perhaps the biggest change wasn't on the pitch. It was in the mindset. For years, simply qualifying for the World Cup felt like success. Now, the goal is much bigger. America wants to compete with the world's best. The investment hasn't stopped either. Youth development continues to improve. More children are choosing football than ever before. MLS clubs are producing homegrown talent instead of relying only on foreign players. European clubs are scouting American teenagers before they've even finished school. And with the United States co-hosting the 2026 FIFA World Cup, the pressure has never been greater. The tournament isn't just another World Cup. It's a chance to show the football world that America no longer wants to participate. It wants to compete. Will the United States win the World Cup soon? Maybe not. Football history can't be rewritten overnight. Countries like Brazil, Argentina, Germany, France, and Spain built their football identities over generations. America is still writing its own story, but for the first time in history, that story feels believable. The world once laughed at American football. Today, it watches, because the United States is no longer trying to become a football nation. It's already becoming one. And this time, the football world is paying attention.